The density, the color, the beauty of these flowers is without compare. And I can say that because I have traveled around and I've seen the tulip fields. There's no place in the world that you can go to and see 55 acres of ranunculus like you can right here in Carlsbad.
We had to adapt to more of the tourism aspect of agriculture. Nobody grows this type of strawberry anymore. They are much sweeter than the normal grocery store strawberry. They need a very special climate, which is why Carlsbad is a great place because we have great weather.
Ranunculus in nature live on the northern edge of the Mediterranean. So they live in a Mediterranean climate exactly like what we have here in Carlsbad. And there's nothing better than seeing that very first ranunculus bloom, and then you know that within a short order, you're gonna have 80 million flowers blooming in the fields. My name is Fred Clark. I'm the general manager of the world famous Carlsbad flower fields. Ranunculus have been grown on these hillsides for a really long time. Actually, ranunculus started in Carlsbad in the 20s and 30s. In the late 50s is when the ranunculus moved to the sides of these fields here, and then finally, for about the last 30 years, a major tourist attraction right here in Carlsbad. When I first started working at the flower fields, I was really intrigued by the flowers, and I still am. But after doing this a while now, I think what I really love the most is the impact the flowers have on our visitors. When you come here and you immerse yourself in the color out there, you can't help but feel better. It's almost like a treasure hunt as you walk through the gardens. There's so many little beautiful spots and little fun things to do. You can't possibly imagine how beautiful it is until you're standing in the flowers. Make sure your camera or phone is fully charged. This is the most photographed spot in Southern California.
What's very interesting is that people don't really know the history. I think that they think that it was always built as a tourist attraction, and I think it would be neat if people knew the history, that they were not actually built like Disneyland. They were really just a farm crop back in the day. My name is Lisa Frazee. My great-grandfather, Frank, started growing the ranunculus back in the 30s. Great-grandfather's brother, Earl, worked for Luther Gage. It was a hard life, dry farming in the 30s during the Depression. Grandfather Edwin was kind of a hustler, and they took over doing flowers from Luther Gage because they must have seen some profit in it.
It's a perfect plant to grow here. And the breeders of ranunculus, Edwin Frazee and Luther Gage, recognized that and started hybridizing and making the ranunculus that we have here today.
My grandpa became a hybridizer, and he and my grandma actually would go out. They would plant a seed bed, and they would pick the best ones and mark those, and then take the seed and plant them again.
The plants you see in the fields are from the seed that we started to work on 3 years prior. So we have a mother block where we have select plants that we go through and we pick the perfect ranunculus, the strong stem, perfect color, lots of petals, and then we dig up those perfect plants and grow them together. Every plant is grown from seeds, so every plant is an individual just like we are. And so you can find those exceptional individuals if you have a keen eye and a sharp sense for what you're doing.
My dad just grew up they say dirt in his veins. He just loved farming. And initially it was a bread and butter crop. It was our family's livelihood. And they were grown at that time for the bulb. The flower was just a magnificent byproduct, really. Locals would love them. They would want to go in and pick them. And
originally, way back in the day, it was an open field and people used to just drive on the property and look at the flowers. And this was a little problematic for the owners because there was quite a bit of people walking all over their property. And so
we did our darndest to keep people out of the fields because it would ruin our product of the bulb. But they were just so beautiful. And then, as my grandpa always said, you can't stop progress.
The city of Carlsbad got involved and they preserved the flower fields and turned it into an agritourism destination, which it is today.
So back in the mid-70s, family would come down and sell ranunculus out of the back of a pickup down at this corner, actually, for $1 a bunch. The fields have been such a part of my life and my history. I was actually married in a field of ranunculus, and when my children were born, we came out and set them in the fields. The rainbow of colors. Each color is so vibrant and so beautiful. And I just hope that future generations can visit and enjoy the ranunculus, because it just has 100 years of family legacy behind it.
In elementary school, I remember, I came home to my dad and I said, "Hey, did you know we're famous?" And he said, "How so?" And I said, "We own the Strawberry Company off the 5 freeway." And that was the first time I saw, I think, my dad's face just light up, because he was like, "Wow, like that's awesome that we're known for that." My name is Robyn Ukegawa. I am one of the managers and owners of the Carlsbad Strawberry Company. Hiroshi Ukegawa is my grandfather. Originally, his parents immigrated from Japan. My grandpa grew up in Tustin, California. This was before World War II. After that, he was interned in Arizona. After he returned from Arizona, we lost everything and had to regrow our family business, which was farming. It was mostly just fresh fruits and vegetables, cucumbers, tomatoes, other produce. And we didn't start growing strawberries until my dad was born. Carlsbad is perfect weather and climate to grow strawberries, specifically on this mesa, because we are surrounded by the Agua Hedionda Lagoon, as well as the Pacific Ocean. Both of those combine together and make perfect climate for a crop to grow and flourish here. So after my dad came back from college, he started growing strawberries because that was a very valuable crop. Later down the road, when we couldn't compete with prices of Mexico and cost of labor, cost of water is just way too expensive, that's why we're one of the last standing farms down in San Diego, because we had to adapt to more the tourism aspect of agriculture, where you see people coming and learning about the farm and how to grow strawberries and actually experiencing picking the fruits and vegetables yourself. Actually, he created the U-pick idea off of his college roommate. He didn't realize how strawberries were grown. He thought strawberries were grown on trees. He said, "Oh, you pick strawberries on trees, right?" And we said, "No." So then that's when my dad created the idea of the U-pick, and it basically stuck. And when my dad started the U-pick idea, I was probably the first one to pick strawberries from our farm. I just remember taking field trips, and all my teachers were so excited to have me in their class, because they were just like, "Oh yeah, that's Robyn, that's the strawberry girl." So it started with my great-grandparents, passed it down to my grandpa Hiroshi, and then passed it down to my dad Jimmy Ukegawa, and I'm in the business now. And then I just recently had a 1-year-old son. His name is Braden. And I would love to see him take over the farm one day. Seeing generations grow up, now that I have my own son too, is really special to see all the different generations work together and kind of everything change. Like, I know a few customers that come back and they have their own kids now. It's just really special to see everyone growing up with our business as well. Because there were some families that came, they knew how small our stand was to start with. Before, we only had one little single stand, and now it's grown to be an 8-window stand where we sell tickets and we do a special pumpkin patch from September till beginning of November. It's really special and something you don't see very often, especially being where family operated as well.
I feel proud because I know it's my family's legacy. I think that it's a great history of this area, because they were started almost 100 years ago now, and to have built into this and to be able to share it with all the world, I think is really special.
Yeah, just seeing the struggles that my family had to endure, and then seeing like my son potentially take over is all we ever wanted, is for our family to stay in business. So. Wow.
But it's more too, it's also our visitors. They love the beauty of the flowers, they love the whole idea of what we're about, and so we're like a community here. And I would say what happens to everybody who comes here is it elevates your mood. That's what happens. You can't help but feel better, and being a part of that, man, it's the best.
This has been passed down since 1920 or 1930. It's a family farm. That's where it originated, and that's where our roots are. So this is our life and our legacy, and we want to stay here and stay here for the future.
And it is a hallmark of the city of Carlsbad in the spring. It's our hallmark. You know, those guys back east have Groundhog Day. Carlsbad has the flower fields. That's when you know spring is here.